The New York Yankees are top candidates to sign a very sneaky free agent in this offseason. We're going to be talking about a player who, very familiar with the Yankees, has been targeted by the Yankees and is eyeing a potential close signing in this offseason. We're going to be talking about who this is, how this familiar face is going to impact the Yankees in this season, and why this signing is a lot more important than people may think in this video. Now, before we get into it, though, we know 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your New York Yankees news, you are in the right spot. Hit the sub button, join us here on the channel. We are covering everything New York Yankees, and it is about to get real. With the free agency well underway, Juan Soto signed and out of our hands, it may be a blessing in disguise with what the Yankees are planning on doing and how they're going to fill out this infield and outfield, as well as the rotation in every sense imaginable, with many superstars still yet to be signed. But in this video, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about a pretty sneaky signing, yet familiar face that the Yankees are top targets for in this free agency. And as I mentioned, the Yankees are ready to spend. We're ready to add to this team. After missing out on Juan Soto, we want to show the firepower that we're going to get. And as I mentioned, maybe a blessing in disguise in some sense of the imagination. But this video is we're going to be talking about Thairo Estrada, a familiar face, as I mentioned, to the New York Yankees. This is what came out yesterday. It says the Yankees are interested in signing Thairo Estrada to MLBs.com. Mark Feinstein reports New York is now the second known team to be on Estrada's market, as the Rockies were also linked to the veteran earlier this week. So as far as we know right now, it is between the Rockies and also the Yankees. The Yankees have a much more favorable signing location, in my opinion. Familiar with the market. He, is familiar with the players, familiar with the team. Also a bigger market, a better chance of winning, and especially for the veteran, that's kind of what you're looking for at this point. Now, with the Rockies, he may be more of a starter rather than a rotational in-and-out type of player, and also we know that Colorado is very fun for hitters to play at, especially some veterans who really don't care about winning or really going to the World Series and are just there to play some baseball, and that's okay, of course, as well. But the Yankees seem to be the much more favorable location for Thairo Estrada. And going farther into this, I wanted to show his stats, and as I mentioned, we're familiar with him, very, very familiar with him. In 2022, going to the Giants, and or 2021, excuse me, going to the Giants, and over the past few seasons, he has faced a few injuries, and especially last season, 2024, only played 96 games, 120 the year previous, but has been pretty consistent over that time. And 217 last year, as I mentioned, a lot due to injuries. Nothing was really going in Estrada's favor, but the past few seasons, we've been able to see what he's able to do, and especially at the role the Yankees will be looking for him at, is something the Yankees are going to need to do. And we know we're going to be out there spending a lot. We're going to be looking to go and get these top players, but the Yankees also cannot forget about the depth that they're going to need. This lineup is going to be very complete, very full, and being able to have a lot of these depth players that can come in every game if need be, can come in one every 5 games, players like this that are reliable in the field, at the plate, and just, known to the game veterans that can have been in every situation that possible you can think of on the diamond and get stuff done. And that's exactly what Estrada is known to have, it's ready to have, and that's what the Yankees are looking for in this signing and in his whole kind of market, along with the Colorado Rockies, who are in a bit of a different scenario, but the Yankees are in the one that is definitely more favorable for him as well. I wanted to pull this up as well, and it says the state of play. So realistically, this comes from an article, but discussing where is he going to play, because we know the infield right now is pretty packed up, yet we still don't have everybody that we're looking for. And the Yankees currently have Jazz Chisholm Jr., Anthony Volpe securing infield roles. Now, Jazz Chisholm Jr., we've also seen the potential of him going to center field. Right now, it's a bit uncertain, but it is leaning to be him at third base here on this season. But yet, he can also play second and center field, which is something that we always have to think about here in this. And Estrada would join DJ LeMahieu, Oswaldo Cabrera, and Oswaldo Peraza as part of a rotating bench strategy. And as I mentioned, as much as the Yankees really want to go out and get a lot of these top guys, a shortstop who was, potentially going to be with the Yankees, Willy Adames is already signed, and that takes off one of the big names on the market. So having a lot of these rotational in and out kind of substitute strategy for the Yankees, their plan they have, Estrada will fit perfectly into that group. But the Yankees are also going to want to go for some of these guys that are going to be everyday rostered players. And, Willy Adames was one of those guys who unfortunately went a bit too early for the Yankees. Now, if he was still on the market now, I'm sure the Yankees would be very much in his conversation, but they, of course, had to wait for Juan Soto and what would happen with that. So right now, the Yankees do have quite a few options, and Estrada being on this list and on the targets, and the Yankees being a top target for him, really kind of shows that they're pointing their strategy towards having a rotational bench strategy with a lot of great players and a lot of veteran and younger presence here. And as you see from some of these names, Jazz Chisholm, Anthony Volpe, Oswaldo Cabrera, Oswaldo Prosper, really everybody except DJ LeMahieu. They want some more experience in this lineup and a lot more veterancy on the infield, and especially just in the bench and in the clubhouse. That's a big thing the Yankees, I don't want to say been missing, but want to have extra in this season coming up. And further of that, I want to pull up the depth chart really of what we're looking at on the infield. As we've seen, as well as Cabrera, second base, that's really where we're seeing him right now. Third base is Jazz, and shortstop is Anthony Volpe. And really just kind of some substitutes in between there. So we can put Thairo Estrada in that conversation as well. But the Yankees are going to want to go after bigger guys. And realistically, we don't know what's going to happen with DJ LeMahieu and things like that. Is he going to be in the rotating bench? Is he not going to be featured too much at first base? Are we looking for another first baseman? Are we looking for another outfielder? Are we looking for another starter? The Yankees are going to have a lot of money and going to want to spend a lot of money. But the infield still has to be a focus that is good right now and is very, very good and is going to be great for years to come. But they're going to want to focus more as well on the development of this and having a secure infield that you can trust every single day in and out. And I'm not saying the Yankees can't do that now, but with more, everyday superstar players, that's where that's going to come further with as well. And right now in this lineup, I think there are still missing gaps, and whether or not Thairo Estrada is that guy, I don't think so. But the signing is definitely something that is going to be interesting for the Yankees and should have a big impact on the way they're looking at the outcome of this season and how this season is going to really alternate upcoming rather than last year, and the difference from last year and what we're going to see on that. But looking at another screenshot here, as I mentioned, Thomas Harding, the Yankees are not alone in this one. The Rockies are on the market for second baseman, and one name to watch, according to his sources, Thairo Estrada, who had a productive season in 2022-2023 before battling injuries during a tough 2024 with the Giants. So another, market here, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the Colorado Rockies. This is another report really coming out saying that this is the two teams that we're looking at right now. Because someone could join in this market once again after all of these conversations, but right now, the Rockies and the Yankees, and we're favoring the Yankees here, no doubt. And I'm assuming, I don't want to put the words into Thairo Estrada's mouth, but it does also make sense for him to also favor the Yankees over the Rockies because of where the Yankees' kind of state of play is. But as I mentioned, I'm going to pull this up once again, the state of play. This is the big thing, whether or not the Yankees are going to choose to kind of go with that rotating strategy, the rotating bench on the, everyday players at short, second, and third, whether or not they want to keep some superstars in or acquire some superstars in free agency or via trade. We need to wait and see what this happens, but Thairo Estrada is not going to affect that whatsoever. It is just another veteran presence on the bench that is going to be exactly what the Yankees need. A very sneaky signing that's going to help them along the way, regardless of its play at the bat, or with the bat, in the field or in the clubhouse. So let me know what you think about Estrada. Do you think we're going to see him back in a Yankees uniform? And also let me know what you think about the bigger plan the Yankees are going to have in the infield. Do you think it's going to be a rotating bench, or do you want to see someone else signed from around the MLB in free agency? Let me know what you think and who that player may be. But that's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. And remember, we're posting Yankees news every single day. It's a very busy time of the season, and we're going to have a lot of news, and you won't want to miss what we have to bring you. But that's all I got in this video. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.